everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And here's our non-spoiler review for 1917. 1917 is directed by Sam Mendes and stars Dean Charles Chapman and George MacKay. Cinematography by Roger Deakins. During the First World War, two young soldiers are given an impossible task: to deliver a message in enemy territory that will stop 1,600 men, one of them being one of the soldiers' brother. Wow, you guys, 1917, we have finally seen it. If you saw our trailer reaction, you know that we were already very, very, very excited for that movie. The cinematography, making it look like it's one single continuous shot, looks absolutely amazing. It obviously centers around the two main soldiers delivering a message to, and they have to essentially go into enemy territory, which is completely crazy in its own. They're kind of, racing against the clock. It is just like one of the most awesome cinematography and filmmaking I have seen in a long time.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, I think if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you guys know that you probably know that we're not big fans of war movies, not because they're not good.
Yeah. Only
because they are hard to watch, because war, usually when they depict war movies, it's usually not fiction. It's usually,
Yeah, all of the horror, all of the fear, all of the blood, all of the violence. There's probably a really good chance that is very, very, very accurate.
Yeah, so just to kind of watch the soldiers, knowing that they have gone through something similar or exactly the same, is just kind of hard to stomach. And then I know some people in the comments are like, then why do you watch it or whatever? And then like, oh, you guys are such babies. Look, movies are an art form and they are entertainment. How we choose to view entertainment is our own prerogative. If you're really into war movies, you should absolutely go and see it. But don't point a finger and yell at somebody because they prefer to not watch a war movie and da-da-da-da-da. And it's not to say that we don't appreciate them. We absolutely do. I think it's probably one of the harder films to make.
Yeah, because you have so much criticism going against you as soon as you start.
Why?
Well, because you're going to get people who were actually either historians that start attacking it immediately, because there's that instant, you kind of have to tell it either, even like, what is it, when Quentin Tarantino did Inglourious Basterds, which is obviously a fictitious story.
Well, it's also Quentin Tarantino.
It's also Quentin Tarantino.
So he usually tells it.
You still get a lot of people just disliking it because it wasn't accurate, it wasn't truthful, so you'll get a lot of people that do attack war films, because they're passionate about it.
It comes from a place of passion, which is good, but just remember, be kind. Please rewind. So with that said, 1917, we enjoyed so much from, obviously, we already talked about the amazing cinematography that is by Roger Deakins, and if you haven't seen some of the behind-the-scene footage that they have out on YouTube, it's a very short video. You got to watch it before you go into the movie. It's fantastic, and it makes you appreciate the film even more. The telling of the story, and by just using two soldiers as opposed to an ensemble, was actually really clever, because it kind of you're seeing it from their perspective, and you're seeing their relationship and relations to everything that's going on around them. One of them, it's kind of like pick a man, he gets chosen. It's kind of like, hey, you're coming with me. The other one has a lot more writing on it, because he's delivering a message, and his brother is to that group where his brother is a part of, and if they're too late, his brother could die because of it, because they're essentially walking into a trap.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that the way that this movie is filmed does an amazing job on just making you feel like you are with them. It's not like you're watching a movie about them. It actually makes you feel like you're in the trenches with these soldiers. It really grabs your attention and really grabs your heart and leads you the entire way. And I think that is just a beautiful way to tell this kind of a story, is by doing those long master shots to where you feel the passage of time. You feel each emotion that these soldiers and the people that are around them are feeling, and that frustration. And I just think the way that this movie was shot, and the idea of going, you know what, I want to take the way that they did just these long shots, was such a brilliant idea on how to tell this story.
And I think there's something to be said about any movies with one long continuous shot, it's really hard because you have to really rehearse, and you're not only dependent on your lead actors to deliver their lines and to carry through the emotions. You have your weather depends on it. Your camera equipment, if something fails and you have to start it over, you have to reset everything, all the extras and everything. It has to all, like, it has to be a well-oiled machine, and if any of that kind of comes apart, you see it on screen, and you have to be like, either do we keep going, do we reset, I don't know. And we kind of sat through a Q&A at a Collider screening for 1917, where we had the director, the cinematographer, and the editor all sitting there answering questions. They're saying these takes, sometimes they would take, these are like, I think they said, 8 to 10 minute takes?
Yeah, 6-8 minutes around there.
And they usually end up using the first takes a lot of the times, they said. But a lot of the times they would do 10 takes.
I think they did say that, yes, they would sometimes take the first take. But yeah, it's not like they did a ton of each take, because if you're having to do that whole reset...
Yeah, imagine 50 takes of that, like reset everything. They don't have time for that.
And also, they were saying that you don't want to over-rehearse it, because you can't just get that one piece of a certain emotion or different timing. You can't just snip and edit it.
Yeah.
You have to get it in that whole shot. It really is a theater production. And they were trying, and when they were talking, they were also just how everything had to be so incredibly planned out. And how, weather could ruin an entire day of shooting.
Everything really had to happen organically for it to read as emotional and powerful on screen. And I think this movie, God damn it, if it doesn't get nominated for an Oscar, I'm going to be real mad.
At least for Best Cinematography. It needs to be nominated for at least that.
So you guys, if you haven't seen 1917, we urge you to see it in theaters. Like, don't wait for this to come out on Netflix. Don't wait for you to, like, rent it. Like, this, it won't feel the same. You gotta see this on the big screen. Please, please, please go see it with the surround sound and everything. Go enjoy yourself. It's, I think, at 2 hours even, so it's really not an overly long movie.
Yeah.
You will be so glad you went and saw it. Enjoy it. Let's go with our ratings.
Oh,
Dustin.
check it out. Definitely go to the theater. If you can see it in, like, a premium theater like Prime, I highly recommend it.
Hashtag not sponsored. My rating is also going to be check it out. It would have been see it opening night, except I think we totally missed that mark. So either way, go see it in theater. It's so, so good. And like for me, I feel like I cry easier now in movies than I did previously, like when I was younger. But this movie, I was so what's that word? Like I was so invested in it, and like I feel like I didn't have the time to like sit there and like cry. I didn't cry until after I got back in the car, and then like I feel like I just got punched in the face by the emotions, and I just kind of had like a mini like sesh where I just got really emotional, and I was like, I gotta shake it off, and I gotta drive home now. And then I called him, and then I was like, we gotta go see this movie ASAP.
This movie does do that very well, to where you just feel like, oh, I haven't breathed in about 5 minutes.
Well, you guys, that's our non-spoiler review for 1917. If you've already seen the movie, let us know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.